man named Nabal. Nabal was married to a woman named Abigail. When David came around to their town, asked for something to eat, Abigail had a stubborn heart. His name Nabal means fool. And thank God that Nabal received the mercy from David, because David said, I'm going to wipe you out. But there was Abigail to fall on her knees and lift up the Lord and said, David, spare my husband. Every time that we interact with people, there's a challenge that awaits. David, as we said earlier, also had a problem when he saw a woman named Bathsheba entered into an adulterous relationship with her. She conceived a child, killed her husband, and found himself in a tough spot with the Lord. There was a man named Hosea who was married to a woman named Gomer, who was a harlot. Found himself in a challenging relationship. Heartbroken, tough stuff he had to go through. Why? Because anytime we interact with people, there's a challenge. Amen. And this morning, the Lord wants us to look at, wants us to see. In Luke chapter 8, God is showing us that in every relationship, every interaction, every contact with individuals, male or female, with a group or with singular, with husband or with wife, whether we're single or married this morning. He says in every interaction there's a challenge, but the one thing you need to know, that in everything that comes into your life, I am the Lord. Yeah. That is the only thing we need to know about interacting with people, that Jesus is Lord. Whether it's a husband, whether it's a wife, whether it's a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a boss, a co-worker, every one of you come in contact with, always keep in your mind, Jesus is Lord. Amen. And what it means for Jesus to be Lord this morning is that he is sovereign over everything. As I meditated on this week, I started thinking that we say that so often, but do we really understand what kind of love Jesus has demonstrated untoward us, and that he calls us into a relationship with him so that he can be the ruler over everything? Yes. I've said over the last couple weeks in Bible study here on Sunday morning as well, that I've come to this understanding here in my walk with the Lord, that every challenge that we have in life is because we have not allowed Jesus to be Lord in that area. Every problem you have this morning, if you have one, every challenge that faces us in life is for one reason. It has one thing as its source: our view, our look at the Lord. I've taken my eyes off the Lord, and now I find myself in a mess. Or Jesus wants to grow me up in an area. He wants to show me something, so he's got to show me that he's the Lord. He's got to take some things out of my hand so I understand that it's all truly in his hand. And somebody this morning just might need to be reminded of that Jesus is the Lord. The Lord meaning the master. The Lord meaning the teacher of everything. The Lord meaning the one who's in control of my soul, of my every thought, of my every imagination, of my every dream, of my every hope. Everything that comes and goes in my life is in his hand. Jesus is the Lord of my life. And I pray I'm taking some stress up off of somebody this morning, because you came in this door trying to figure it out on your own. I had a situation all week long. I'm trying to figure out, Lord, how's this going to work? How am I going to do this? How's it going to happen? And the Lord finally said, you're not going to do it. I am. Why? Because I am the Lord.